America, what's going on YouTube, what's going on Facebook, Twitter, and all those other good joints. Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make some sense out of nonsense. Now, you know what the drill is, y'all. Get me right. Make sure my mic is right. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You never know. You never know. Technology. Things can go array real quick. So if you can hear me, let me know. I've seen Dallas type something in. Oh, yeah, from Thailand. Oh, yeah. Somebody riding outside my crib with the 808. I didn't know that was still popular. Where, you know, you put the gorilla in the back of your trunk. See, yeah, back in the day, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like it was a gorilla in the back of your trunk trying to get out. Boom, 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 boom. Stuff like that. Sound like a giant was gargling in your car. Trunk rattling and everything. I shouldn't be able to hear your music from inside the house. You know, you're getting old. Yeah, see, I never forget my father was like, man, you better stop listening to all that loud music in your car. You at my age, you ain't gonna be able to hear nothing. Right now, I'm like, hello, what? What'd you say, Sonny? I can't hear you. Speaking to my good ear. Should have listened to him. At the time, I was like, man, whatever, Dad. How many of y'all sit back now and look at some of the things your parents told you and you be like, oh, boy, I should have listened. But then it's sad because then you realize you like now. You know, when I'm sitting there going, why is that music so loud? What the heck? Boy, cut your hair. Why you got all that long hair hanging off your head? What's wrong with you? Yeah, why don't you get clothes that match? It looks like somebody vomited all over you. Jeez, old man. Yeah, dress like a professional. Yeah, I sit back and going, wow. How many times my dad told me that? And I was like, man, whatever, Dad, you don't understand. This the style. Old man should have stopped me. He should have made me stop doing some things to keep me from the long-term embarrassment, like biker shorts. Y'all remember people used to walk around and go out with biker shorts? And that song used to come on, doing the butt, sexy, sexy, ow. Put your back in motion, all of that. Walking around with biker shorts on. Ain't running no track, ain't got a track meet nowhere, but we walk around half naked. My old man like, man, why you want to wear that, man? Some spandex, you walking around like this? You about to go run some track? Nah, Dad, this the style. He should have made me not wear that mess. I didn't have my own money. He didn't have to buy that for me. Jerry curl, he could have saved me from the embarrassment. But instead, all he did was just criticize me. Hey, man, when are you going to cut that mess off your head? Dad, I will never. My signal breaking up. Get the heck out. Hold on. Scratchy. Oh. And then let's do this. Yeah. All right, let's see. See if that takes care of the signal. Let's see. Somebody say hear you loud and clear. All right, can you still hear me loud and clear? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just talking about the old school folks that could have saved us from a lot of embarrassment if we would have just listened to them. But hey, I rocked that Jerry curl until the girls start laughing at me. And that's when I was like, okay, I got to cut it. Yep, got to cut it. But anyway, it is what it is. So now that y'all can hear me and you can see me, let's go ahead. Let me get loose so we can get, somebody said super fly. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get busy because we got some stuff to talk about tonight. Y'all already know. Y'all done seen the news clips and all that. I'm sure you all being the astute people you are. Somebody said just a little blurry. Well, I'll put the Wi-Fi on. Let's see if that kicks in. Is that everybody's assessment? Uh-huh. Can y'all see me clearly? Am I still blurry? Uh-huh. Okay, I'm still fine. Good. Okay. All right. So with that being said, let me get loose so we can get busy. Real gorilla. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, some gorillas in here. But we also got some fake news in here. All right. And they are in panic mode. Now, somebody said I look like Shaft. Little bit of Isaac Hayes, chef. Yeah. Now, last night when I went back and rewatched my live show, I noticed there were some glitches early in, the show. So I want to go ahead and make sure that that's not the case. I want to make sure my Wi-Fi is popping. And if it's not, I'm going to switch back over to the network. Sometimes you got to toggle back and forth. So if y'all notice some delays or glitches or anything, please let me know. Now, unless it's, everybody's seeing it, all I want you to do is just kind of, refresh. Okay, we'll try that first. Now, with that being said, before we get into this, don't forget, please check out my corner store, all right, with all of the products from Kevin's Corner in there. You can shop to your heart's content. And also this number 330-974-4607. If you text MAGA to that number, you'll stay in the loop just in case something reckless happened. And then don't forget, if you are able to help out with the channel, I do have a fundraising link right below the video. All you got to do is click on it, drop a couple nickels in there. You know what I'm saying? Tip me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I work for tips. So I would appreciate all of those things. Make sure you hit the like button and all that good stuff. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this because, see, the media and the Democrats are in panic mode. They out there right now like, oh, shoot. All right, we got to clean this mess up. Because apparently Creepy Sleepy has eluded justice due to his mentity, y'all. His mentity. The same mentity that they're trying to convince us that ain't nothing wrong with him. He's fine. But somehow he's eluded justice because of his mentity. So let's get into the latest report. What's going on with Creepy?
That
His baby Creepy.
You want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Yeah. So he's been like that since he's a little kid, huh? There was baby Creepy. Shout out to Benny and his meme crew. So now let's go ahead and see where it all begun. How it all began.
This week began with the FBI's search of Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump's home down in Florida. And it ended with bombshell revelations that agents found highly classified documents down there. Earlier today, a federal judge unsealed the search warrant issued 1 week ago today. The search included Trump's office, all storage rooms, and all other rooms available to be used by Trump and his staff, and in which boxes or documents could be stored.
Wow. It looks like the DOJ and the FBI is taking this very seriously. Man, to invade a president's crib looking for classified documents, I mean, this got to be dead serious, right? Yeah, this ain't something you play around with or pick and choose who you might prosecute over this. This seems like a shoo-in. This seems like something that should be consistent across the board. When you decide, let's go ahead and go into a president's crib to get these things. So I'm expecting them to drag out a couple nuclear footballs that he tucked up under his arm. I'm expecting that they would find some notes about him betraying the country or some stuff he's trying to sell or something like that to our enemies. I would expect that for them to go to that extreme. Because, see, this was back when they was coming into Trump's crib in Mar-a-Lago. But they ran into a little snafu. They found out the resident in the White House, Creepy Sleepy, had did the same thing.
Basically, they could go anywhere.
All right, we're going to begin this morning with the latest on that third batch of documents marked classified from the Obama administration, which was found in President Biden's Wilmington home.
Over the weekend, the White House said those additional documents were found in a room adjacent to the garage where a different set of classified documents were found last week.
So wait just a minute. Why does Creepy, Sleepy, Sleazy, Slimy, Sloppy Joe have all of those classified documents spread out all through his crib? Let's see. Is Secret Service at the crib watching the house? No. Oh, it's just Hunter? Okay. Was the house a fort? No. Okay. Is it inside of a huge safe that can't be removed from the crib? No. So it's just spread out amongst his house? Now that seemed like it would be a shoo-in. Huh. Let's see how the media and, of course, the FBI and the DOJ treats Joe compared to Trump.
The first set of documents was found last November, just before the midterms, in a Washington office that Mr. Biden used following his vice presidency. They've been turned over to the National Archives. The ones found in his home were handed over to the DOJ. A special counsel has now been named to look into President Biden's handling.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, they're showing equal justice. I mean, what could go wrong, right? Trump had some classified documents. Biden has some classified documents. Now, there are some differences, in my opinion. One, Trump was the president. Biden, I guess his came from when he was vice president and senator. Trump was at Mar-a-Lago, where Secret Service was at, and he actually put it in a safe. And Biden had his stuff in the crib, and some of it was in the garage next to his Corvette. Seemed a little more reckless than what Trump did. But I'm sure this special counsel will get to the bottom of it.
Of classified documents.
Oh, yeah. Here's the new update of it.
Good evening and welcome. After a parade of witnesses and two grand juries, the government tonight is showing its hand in its classified document case against former President Donald Trump, unsealing a 37-count indictment alleging that after leaving the White House, Mr. Trump illegally possessed classified government materials at his Mar-a-Lago home.
Oh, boy. What about Joe?
Yeah. No? No, Joe? Yeah, because I want to know, what about Joe, who actually illegally possessed classified documents from back when he was a senator, which is definitely illegal. However, we're going to see how they treat Joe compared to Trump, because, man, 37 indictments? Wow. What did Trump take? I mean, it's not like he was in touch with the FBI and talking to them about the situation and negotiating with them or something like that. I'm sure it's because Trump was down there with his full body sprawled out over all the documents talking about, I'll never let you have them. Yeah, I'm sure that's why they did this to Trump.
President Joe Biden willfully retained classified information, according to a scathing report from special counsel Robert Hur, but the president will not face criminal charges.
Wait a minute. Stop the press. Did you just hear fake crapper say that Biden willfully retained classified documents? But, see, when you put the but out there, the but erases everything. So, but will not have to face charges for him willfully keeping classified documents. Now, we wouldn't be dealing with a two-tier justice system.
What?
The president will not face criminal charges.
Well, look at that safe place. Look at that. Wait, let's see. Let's go back a little bit there. All right, we got us, well, that's not a safe. Wow, that's just stored in a drawer at his desk at the crib. I don't think that's wood disguised. I mean, I don't think that's steel disguised as wood. That looks like just regular wood, something you can just break into. Okay, let's see where else maybe he put it at. Very secure, I'm sure, if you can keep
will
this
not face criminal.
Well, look at that. Okay, now there's a safe. His safe is big enough to have a ladder in it. Wait, is that a garage door? Yep, yeah, that's a garage door in his safe. But I'm sure those classified documents, there's no way anybody can break through the safe, which contains a garage, which probably has his Corvette, all of that inside the safe. Because you can't tell me that this man had classified documents stored in his garage. And yet they've concluded that he is not going to face charges. Now, for them to do this and conclude this got to be something serious. For you guys to come out and tell the American people that Creepy Sleepy committed the same crime, even worse than what they're accusing Trump of, but he's not going to face criminal charges, you better justify that. That's all I'm saying, because you already got us thinking that we have a two-tier justice system. So let's see how they justify this.
Charges.
Well, I'll be damned.
Me too.
The report says prosecutors would not be able to prove, they don't think, that...
What do you mean you won't be able to prove? There's the documents right there. I can prove that. You know what proves it? My eyeballs. Yeah, Joe Biden confessing, all of that. Are you about to pull a Hillary Clinton? You know what? We have to show intent.
Biden intended to break the law.
There we go. there we go. Do you understand the level of garbage that this is right here? Every criminal in the whole wide world should be able to use this excuse. Man, I didn't intend to do that. Man, when I punched this dude, we was just fighting. I didn't intend for him to fall and break his neck and die. All right? I had no intent. It was just a man-to-man squabble. You know what I'm saying? My wife slapped my face. I had no intent of giving her about 15 body blows and cracking her ribs. Had no intent. I blacked out. Yeah, it wasn't me. So now they're basing it on intent. Going back to the Hillary Clinton days. Well, even though she's broken all of these rules and broken all these laws and had all of this stuff and bleach spit it and got rid of this and smashed up blackberries and stuff, there's no reasonable jury that will convict her because there's no evidence showing she had intent to do it, except for her purposefully bleach spitting all of the laptops and breaking up all the cell phones and stuff like that. Yeah. So now they're saying we can't prove intent and something else.
The report says prosecutors would not be able to prove, they don't think,
that Biden intended to break the law.
What do you mean? They don't think. How about give it a shot? You give it a shot with Trump and everything. All of the vague accusations and charges, all of the charges that are very, misty and, hard and complicated and need to be bent and contorted to charge President Trump with all of this stuff. You guys go full steam ahead. Let's give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but with Biden, we like, man, we ain't gonna even try. Because I don't think that we could prove intent. That would be very hard, wouldn't it? Yeah, so let's not even do it. But let's go after Trump. Even though Trump was the president and had a legitimate right to take his stuff to the crib. But we're going to go ahead and go after that. But they say they don't even know if they can prove intent. Did Joe meant to do it? How'd he get there? How'd he get there? See, that's the question. But hey, let's continue.
Can you believe this shit?
But the reason behind that is interesting. The report also contains a concerning assessment of President Biden's faculties and his memory. Investigators finding his, quote, memory was significantly limited.
So wait a minute. That young, sparky, fresh, sharp, creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe, who's doing a great job. Now all of a sudden you telling me mentity is keeping him from standing trial? You telling me that man is broken up mentity? So let's see what Jake Crapper has to say about it.
In interviews they conducted, they concluded it would be difficult to get a jury to convict a, quote, sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
Oh, well, that's not good. That's not a good look. So I guess the special counsel was like, okay, we know this is a bunch of bull crap. They ain't gonna let us go ahead and press charges against this dude, but I'm gonna give him a blow to the eye on the way out. So I gotta come up with something. I gotta come up with something that makes some type of sense. He's too old and mentally feeble to stand trial for these crimes. He can't remember, but still, he's the president. He's messed up mentally and can't stand trial for his crimes, but can run the whole country.
Quote, and this from the report, Biden did not remember when he was vice president, forgetting on the first day of the interview when his term ended. Quote, if it was 2013, when did I stop being vice president?
Holy moly. Boy, I can't wait to see the spin that the fake news is going to come out and try to put on this mess right here. This is damning, y'all. This is damning. Because, see, they thought they was making some type of headwind when, they were coming out talking about Trump. He mixed up nasty Pelosi with nasty Nikki. And Trump did this and he forgot this and that. They thought they were making some progress with that to try to balance it out, even though there's no way they could have done that because you have about 6 years of gaffes, forgets, stumbles, mumbles, all of that out of Joe. And you got a small handful of Freudian slips from Trump. A small handful. And they're trying to say that's equal. See, just like they try to say justice is equal. Yeah, but we all know it's like this. We all know it's like this. So, yeah, they're saying he don't even remember when he was, what? I was the vice president when? I thought I was always president.
Unquote. and forgetting on the second day of the interview when his term began. Quote, in 2009, am I still vice president? Unquote. He didn't.
Wow. Boy, I tell you, I would love to see him go through an impeachment trial. Man, I'm sure that the Republicans, especially people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, all of the folks, the heavy hitters, the MAGA folks, I'm sure they would not be as kind as a special counsel. I'm sure they'll be asking him all kind of questions that Joe would either flub up or get mad and start calling everybody names. So, yeah, y'all remember mentity. Yeah, that term comes from a young man who used to play basketball at a school I used to teach at. And he didn't have very good vocabulary skills. So they called a timeout and he got the fellas together and said, look, man, we winning, but they beating us mentity. And they all looked and said, Quincy, what the heck is mentity? Mentity. Yeah, you heard Quincy. That man said mentity. What's wrong with y'all? Yeah, so Joe has broke down mentity. So let's continue because now he don't remember when he was a vice president.
Did not remember even within several years, the report says, when his son Bo died.
No way. As much as he talk about Bo, my son Bo died in Iraq. I lost him in Afghanistan. My son Bo did this, son Bo. And what about Hunter? Who? Yeah, I don't want to talk about the crackhead. I want to talk more about Bo, the one that got away from me. Yeah. So now he couldn't remember Bo's when he died. He know he died, but he's having a hard time remembering when he died. So Biden apparently is upset that they would even put this in the report because he's like, what do you mean I don't remember my son's death? We all know that you remember your son's death. You talk about it all the time. You use it as a talking point. But you're having problems remembering when he died, huh?
You have, over the years, over your career, you've already spent a great deal of time at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Except now you're living there and you're president. It's been 4 weeks. What's it like? How's it different?
I get up in the morning, look at Joe and say, where the hell are we?
And we did hear from the president earlier today speaking about this report, making clear that he sat down with the special counsel voluntarily, that he did it in the days surrounding the October 7th terror attacks in Israel. But what he didn't mention in those remarks earlier were these questions about his memory that were raised in that report. So this could potentially be an opportunity for him to speak more directly to those concerns because, of course, they only reinforce some of the concerns that so many voters do have about his potential second term. And so this will be an important moment for him.
Well. So now, because of that report came out, Joe Biden decides, I'm going to go out and speak to the people and let them know that I'm all together. Now, my brain is sharp as a tack, and I'm going to address these lies about chocolate chip. What, sir? What are we going out to talk about again? Your memory, sir. What memory? Anyway, I'm going out and address chocolate chip and tell them about corn pop. Now, get away from me. I'm going out. Sir, don't do it. Don't do it, sir. I know what I'm doing. So he goes out there and now he's trying to address it. And I'm thinking maybe this ad right here is a little more appropriate. They should have just ran this right here.
At White House Senior Living, our residents feel right at home.
Right at home.
Our vibrant facility offers delightful activities and outings, round-the-clock professional care, and exquisite house-made meals.
Well, I've been eating everything that's put in front of me. I've been eating all Italian food, basically.
And ice cream.
And ice cream. Chocolate chip.
White House Senior Living, where residents feel like presidents.
There you go. They should have just ran that. We're running a program here. We want to make everybody feel inclusive. And we don't want to discriminate against people who are blew out mentity. So we want to make him live out his truth to be the president because, in his mind, he identifies as a well-functioning, mentally sound president. In his mind, we don't want to make him feel like he's not. So here he is, guys, addressing the people, starting off with this accusation about his son, Bo.
Let me tell you something. Some of you have commented, I wear since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of...
Uh-oh. Well, that's not a good look. That is not a good look. The White House is going to have a lot of explaining to do. And the fake news is going to have to work overtime. So now he's coming out trying to tell us about Bo And I remember when Bo died. And I wear this rosary right here every day that was given to me by, man, I don't remember who gave it to me. But hey, that doesn't show that my mentity is messed up. So there it is. He's proven everything in the report to be true as he's talking right here.
Every Memorial Day, we hold a service remembering him, attended by friends and family and the people who loved him.
If I were to press out, I'd be like, what day is Memorial Day? What day is that on? Yeah, see what he would have said. Here we go.
Something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man.
Now, don't he look like that? Don't he look like that right there as he's looking at Peter? That looks like a elderly man trying to figure out what the heck is he talking about. I don't understand words. So let's see.
With a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation.
How bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad, I let you speak.
What? What does that mean? What does that? That makes no sense. The shake and bake, it makes no sense. It's nonsense. So his memory is so bad, he let Peter speak. Zinger. Now, I don't know if that was meant to be an insult, a joke. We don't even know. Why would you even say your memory's bad? It should be, my memory's so good, but yet my memory's so bad, I let you speak. Wow. So that might be true because he knows Peter is probably going to ask him a tough question. So he might be right about that. Because if his memory's intact, he probably would have avoided Peter. So, yeah, my memory's so bad, I let you.
That's what
Your memory has gotten worse, Mr. President?
My memory is not good. My memory is fine.
My memory's fine, y'all. Oh, Joe. Well, they're about to jump him. Joe's about to get jumped.
My memory, take a look at what I've done since I become president.
We have.
None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed. How'd that happen? Things that were moved.
Because people did it for you. And there were garbage policies. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to destroy the country. I mean, it don't take much. All right, let's just do the opposite of good. Let's do bad. Let's just make disgusting, dumb choices that will lead to the country imploding. Let's do that. And Joe, we don't need you to do that. We'll handle it from here. So what is he talking about? We never see Joe negotiate anything. We never see him sitting down and having an intellectual conversation with world leaders. It's always short, quick statements. And that's all. Everybody, thank you for coming. That's all we see. I watched the interview, a little bit of the interview with Tucker and Vladimir Putin. And regardless of how people feel about Vladimir Putin, it's obvious that the man is highly intelligent. Highly intelligent. Do you think that this dude right here could sit down and have a highly intelligent conversation or negotiation with him or Xi? He wouldn't even be able to sit down with Kim Jong-un. Nobody, knows really how intelligent that dude is because he don't really, they keep everything on a. But I still think that pretty much anybody, I think a boy king from some really small remote country. I'm only 6 and my father died. I'm now the king of this small little village right here. I think he would run circles around Joe Biden at this point. But he's talking about, oh, look what all have I done. You don't want to point out that, Joe. You don't want to point it because we're going to have to take a look at it before we close tonight.
Removed not by me, but my staff.
So now he's misplacing the blame. He's saying all of that classified stuff ended up at his crib by his staff.
Mr. President, for months when you asked about your age, you would respond with the words, watch me. Many American people have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
Watch me. I got it. Watch me. I got it. Watch me. And we've been watching. So now we're concerned, creepy. Now, instead of saying, well, you know what? I respect the American people and I can understand their concern. What does he do?
Your judgment. That is
This
your
is according
judgment.
to public
That is
voting.
not
They
the
expressed
judgment of the
concerns.
press.
They ex-
I know it's pretty much the judgment of all the people based on the polls. Yeah, but see now this is where it kicks in, y'all. See, when you messed up mentity, your anger, you know, you got the quick wick. So now here's it. That's your judgment. It's your judgment, not the polls, not the press, not the whatever. And I'm going, you think all these people who's concerned about your memory and your ability to govern and run the country, you think those are made up numbers? You know it's bad when the polls are negative amongst Democrats. They overlook almost every obvious thing, almost every obvious flaw. They will vote in a Democrat just because they're a Democrat. There it is. And yet they are concerned about this man's mental capacity. And he's saying it's your opinion.
expressed concerns about your mental acuity. They say that you are too old. Mr. President, in December, you told me that you believe there are many other Democrats who could defeat Donald Trump. So why does it have to be you now? What is your answer to
I'm
that
the
question?
qualified person in this country to be president of the United States and finish the job I started.
What? Are you kidding me? I could put my major pain bruh teeth out there that would be more qualified than him. I could put thing on Gizmo out there. Anybody. But this guy, I'm the most qualified. What have you? You know what? We got to check what he's done before we go.
He's
getting jumped.
I did not share classified information. I did not share it. With your ghostwriter? With my ghostwriter, I did not. Guarantee you did not. But
just like I did not know anything about my son's business dealings. I did not do any of the things that you say I did, even though all of these investigations prove that he did everything. Now, you ever talk to your son about his business dealings? No, never. Don't know nothing. Found out he knew everything. Went from that to I never was involved in them, you know. And it keeps moving. You know, they always push the goalposts back every time we discover that he did know about all these things, just like he didn't know anything about Michael Flynn's investigation, only to find out he was sitting up there with Obama and Loretta Lynch and the rest of them, plotting on how they could eliminate Michael Flynn from President Trump's cabinet. So, yeah. So now he's up here telling us that I did not share classified documents, even though Hunter Biden appears to have had classified information that he shared with Ukraine. How did he get that? Huh?
But the special counsel said no, he did not say that.
Okay.
He did not say that. But Mr. President, let me answer your question. The fact of the matter is, what I didn't want repeated, I didn't want him to know, and I didn't read it to him, was I had written a long memorandum to President Obama why we should not be in Afghanistan. And I was on multiple pages. And so what I was referring to, I said classified. I should have said should be private because it was a contact.
Oh, okay, there we go. Little play on words. My bad. I said classified. I should have said just private. Interesting. So now he's switching it up. That's what I should have said. Therefore, you know, we can't judge you based on your words. We can't do that. It's what I should have, could have done. That's what this how we should be seeing this. It's a woulda, coulda, shoulda, situation. We can't prove intent because he could have, woulda, shoulda done this.
The president and the vice president as to what was going on. That's what he's referring to. It was not classified information in that document. That was not classified.
Well, that's not what he said. That's not, I hear what you're saying now, Joe, but apparently the special counsel looked at it a little bit differently. But don't worry about it. You're not even going to be held accountable for all of that stuff, because you can't even stand trial for all of those things you're accused of.
The conduct of the response.
Okay, here we go. Because he's about to show us how acute he is. He's coming out and he's about to address world issues, y'all. Okay. See, now he should have left. He should have left after he got jumped. But he was like, I'm going back out for some more. Think I could take him. I'm going to show him that I'm on top of things. So here we go.
Gaza, in the Gaza Strip, has been over the top.
How about, can you speed it up? Can we speed it up, Joe?
As you know,
can we speed that mess up? Because, I mean, you got to understand, this was just a press conference questioning your mental ability. And you come out here addressing world topics with some notes in front of you that you are slowly meandering through. There was a situation in Gaza. As you know, that's not a good look. You should have went ahead, bounced, came back some other time to finish flubbing up a speech. But you come right back out and gonna prove to us that you are fit to run the country.
Initially, the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material to get in. I talked to him.
Who is Sisi?
I convinced him to open the gate. I talked to Bibi to open the gate on the Israeli side.
I think we're in a national security crisis. If the man is not fit to serve trial, Joe Biden has not served a fit trial, then he is not fit to serve as president of the United States.
Thank you. Thank you. I am offended that they would try to pull this crap. See, by getting Joe off the hook on one end, you are pretty much saying that that man should not be president either. How can you have one without the other? How can you come out and say that this man is not mentally able to stand trial, but on the other hand, say that this man is able to run the country? Now, what if he takes us into war? Well, for no reason. If he wakes up and just says, we're going to drop a nuclear bomb on whomever, are we to think that he did that in his right mind? See, now we got to question every choice the man makes. So let me understand. He can't sit back and answer questions about what he did when he was a senator, when he was vice president, and can't even be held accountable because they're claiming his memory is that bad. But yet we are to trust him when it comes down to major things in our country. We are to believe that this man is on top of stuff, but he can't remember dates, can't remember names. He's mixing up CC, talking about he's the Mexican president, all of this. So now you understand this is a nightmare right here. This is a complete perfect storm of crap. That's what it is. This is shite for the left and for the media because you can't come out here and justify why the man should not be held accountable for all of that. And at the same time, support him being the president. Okay, yeah, we have to pity him because he's old and feeble and he can't stand trial because he would be looked at as just this pitiful old man who's sitting there like, what? What did I do? I don't remember. What's the classified document? Oh, you know what? I might have, was that one of my love letters to Jill? I don't know. What? It was classified? I didn't even know that. But at the same time, here he is running the country. So, boy, we're going to have a field day watching the media try to spin this crap. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I love her.
President of the United States, he carries around the nuclear football. Yeah. I mean, think about that. He's making the biggest decisions on behalf of our entire country, not only our country, but in a large part, the entire world. Yeah. Yet he's not able to serve, not able to stand trial for all the documents that he kept, not only as vice president, but also as a senator. This is extremely serious. Look at that. Look at that picture right there, guys. He don't even have those classified documents in there looking neat. It's like he just threw them in there. There we go. Good grief. I mean, look at that mess. That looks like, probably nobody would mess with that. They think it was trash. Hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and throw this. I'm surprised that they didn't throw this stuff in the dumpster thinking it was trash. I'm going to clean out the garage. Threw a whole bunch of classified documents in the dumpster because that looks horrible. Sitting out there, right there in the garage, all over the place. A complete mess. Yeah, but don't worry. It's safe. It's safe. And there's no way we can prove that this man did this on purpose. No intent. Now, what did he think those boxes were as he was riding out of that garage in his Corvette? And yet you're telling us that
this man right here, we can't prove that he did this on purpose. Every day, whenever he drove out of that garage, whenever he walked into that garage, whenever he walked into that little, office right there with the wood and all the classified, what did he think that stuff was? I mean, is that normal? Is that normal for you to just have stuff in your crib and you have no idea what it is that they put it in there? I never questioned it. Didn't know what they put in my house. That's his excuse. The staff put that mess in there.
I look forward to talking with Speaker Johnson and many of my colleagues. We need to look at possibly impeachment, but the cabinet should be invoking the 25th Amendment.
There you go. You can't have one without the other, man. You can't tell me the man is not capable of standing trial, but he can run the country. So now we got to look at impeaching him or getting rid of him with the 25th Amendment like they tried to get rid of Trump. See, for no reason. So now we have legitimate reason to question his mentality. Now, if they want to make the argument that the man is not mentally compromised, then let him stand trial. That should be the response from the media and any Democrat that comes out and try to defend this. If they come out and say, well, no, the special counsel concluded that he's weak, frail, and mentally unable to stand trial, but we don't think that's the case. We think this man is intelligent, smart, and witty. There we go. He's capable of running the country. He's in his sound mind. Then let him stand trial. No. We can't do that. Why not? Because they declared he's mentally unfit to stand trial. But you just said he was mentally fit. Yeah, he's only mentally fit when we want him to be mentally fit. He's only mentally fit when it fits us and suits us. See, you can't have it both ways. So here we go.
He's a sitting president, so he can't sit trial, right? But the special counsel is saying, quote, he spoke painfully slow. He struggled to remember events.
And we just saw that. A situation in Gaza. We just saw that. And he's mixing up who the president of Mexico is.
He's strained to read and remember his own notebook entries. Wow. That he didn't remember when his vice presidency began and ended, asking, quote, in 2009, was I still vice president? And his memory appeared hazy about key events. So you're thinking you're going to...
Yeah, like, what did I eat yesterday? In my head, I eat chocolate chip every day and pudding. No, Joe, we have to actually use a feeding tube to give you your nourishment because all you want is chocolate chip. Oh, wait. Yeah, do I like pasta? Do I like pasta? Yeah, Joe, you like pasta. Okay. So there you go. So now he don't remember all of these things. He's mixing up everybody. He's forgetting stuff. He's slow to speak, but this man's running our country.
Ask your colleagues to look into this more?
We have to. I mean, we absolutely have to. This cannot be dismissed. Yeah. And look at recently at his speaking events where he's talking about speaking to people that have already died.
You didn't know Joe has that skill? You didn't know Joe can see dead people? That's why they all got up to vote for him. Y'all didn't know that? There you go. Yeah, you know what? I need y'all to go and vote for me. We got you, Joe. Y'all didn't see all those ghosts going in 2020 to vote for him? Yeah, all legitimate votes and stuff like that. Because, Joe's the most popular president of all times amongst dead people and illegals and all of that stuff. So here we go.
His mental clarity, his memory, his ability to make decisions is extremely important as president of the United States. And the Democrat Party cannot hide this anymore. We have to move forward and do something about it.
Oh, but they're going to try. You know they ain't going to tap out. They're always going to make you break the limb. You could have them in the most compromised position ever where you're going, this is really snug. He has them in a rear naked choke. That's pretty tight. And we've never seen anybody get out of one this deep. And the Democrats will sit back and let you choke them to sleep. They will let you break and snap the joint before they finally come out and say, all right, no mas. They ain't going to tap. They're going to come out and try to gaslight us all about what we've not only seen with our eyes, but with also the special counsel concluded.
I don't think the president did himself any favors in that speech. He undercut two of his biggest messages. The adults are back in charge by sort of being dismissive of, yes, he was exonerated. He's not going to be convicted or tried for this, but there's some really damning pieces of information in here. He had
Yeah, and that's the first thing you should address. That they only exonerated me because they said that I'm not able to stand trial because of my mental capacity. That's what you should be addressing. See, other than that, your butt should have stood trial, right? But he's well, I'm not guilty. That's why I'm not standing trial, I guess.
deliberations around Afghan war crimes with him. He spoke to a biographer about classified documents who didn't have clearance. This showed a decent level of reckless mishandling of classified information.
He said in that he did.
He said that he didn't.
Yeah, he said he didn't. There you go. And nobody can thank y'all. Nobody can prove it. Nobody can prove intent because he said he didn't. There you go. When Joe says he didn't, that's all we need to know. That's all. That sums it up. When Trump say I didn't, that man is lying, obviously, again. Once, look at that. That's unfortunate. The president is a constant liar. We can't even air this on TV. Yeah. When Trump comes out and says, I didn't even know this crazy chick that just got $83 million from me. Once again, he's accusing the victim. He's shaming her. He's all of that stuff. But Biden just comes out, didn't do it. Didn't mean it. Should have did something else. Okay, thank you for clearing that up, Mr. Biden.
So I think there's a dismissiveness to the seriousness of this. And then on the other hand, they were using this bizarre line to say he stepped away from an international crisis, the biggest attack on our ally Israel since the Holocaust, to go deal with a self-inflicted investigation by the Department of Justice. How is that supposed to inspire confidence? I don't know why he...
Yeah, Fernando. Fernando, that's true. This crap has got to stop. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you right now, if we don't win in November, the crap will continue. Yeah, we will be up to our ears in shite. So they right now have a shite problem too, because this is shite right here. The Democrats are shoveling this shite, trying to clear this out right about now. And the media is going to come out and say, give us a shovel, we're here to help too. Because right now, even CNN is going, ooh, yeah, this don't look good.
He went back out. He already said most of this in Virginia today. But this is becoming a 5-alarm fire for the White House.
Oh, yes.
Mexico? Where did that come from?
Yeah. See, when this dude, Lubin Tubin, when that dude come out and he even said, Mexico? Where'd that come from? You're right. Everybody, all that stuff he talked about, you know what, Hamas, nobody cares. We're all going, wait a minute, Mexico? Well, first of all, why did he bring up Mexico? And two, he didn't even know who the president of Mexico was? That's all they'll remember. See?
I mean, that's the only thing anyone's going to remember from this.
That's true.
The conduct of the response.
Here it is.
In the Gaza Strip has been over the top.
Okay.
I think that, as you know,
come on, read them notes.
Initially, the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material.
He should have even. Why is he using names anyway? Should have just stopped at Mexico, president of Mexico. But nope. See, he's going to prove to us that his memory is sharp by calling somebody's name and jacked it up.
To get in. I talked to him. I convinced him to open the gate. I talked to Bibi to open the gate on the Israeli side. I've been pushing really hard to get humanitarian assistance into Gaza.
Mexico?
A few moments later.
So let's just thank God this is not October.
Send in the cleanup crew. Now here we go, because the media got a whole bunch of shite to shovel here. Oh boy, here we go. They all right about now like, you know what? This is coming in too fast. Just start eating it. We don't have enough shovels. Just start eating it and shoveling at the same time. Because they got a lot of shite to shovel.
So it is weighty, it is damning, and it's going to be important for the president to sort of clean that up for himself.
No, that's your job. It's the fake news job to clean this mess up. Okay, that's what y'all doing right now. You're recognizing the shite while you're trying to clean it up at the same time. Don't be blaming it. Y'all knew this man was messed up before he ever was installed. Now y'all all shocked. This is damning. This report is shocking. The White House got a lot of No, the media should have a lot of explaining to do. See, they watch the same crap that I watched from day one. They watch this dude come out there. Oh, you know what? I got blonde hair on my legs, and in the summer, the sun it stands up. And the kids used to rub up and down my legs, and they like rubbing up and down my legs, and I like kids jumping on my lap. They saw the same stuff that I saw, and they all dismissed it. Yeah, criticized him before they realized he might be the only savior for the Democrat Party. All of those clips of him sniffing kids, caressing folks, and folks feeling uncomfortable, they were mocking him, ripping him, questioning all kind of stuff. But soon as the Democrats said, leave him be, because we're going to make this dude the president, they all changed their whole opinion about Joe. Start pumping him up and then attacking anybody who questioned him mentally. Remember Fake Crapper? Got mad at Donald Trump's daughter-in-law who questioned Joe and his speech and his mental capacity. And what did Fake Crapper do? You know what? He has a stuttering problem. He has a stutter. I can't believe you would do that. I mean, you're offensive to everybody with stuttering problems. There you go. Somebody said, Kev, a.k.a. Uncle Ron. You're right about that, man. One day I'm going to have to show y'all a picture of my Uncle Ron. I look dead on my Uncle Ron. Built like him, laugh like him. I mean, so many characteristics. That man right there was a monster. And I appreciate him and his candidness. There you go. That's one part of me I hope I keep for the rest of my life, just keeping it real. You know how Ron is. So you say you didn't know about the classified documents, huh? See, that's what he would be doing. They should have let my Uncle Ron be the special counsel. If he was alive, he would be giving it to Joe. Let me get this straight. You got classified documents from back when you was a senator, huh? How'd that happen? Yeah, he would give it to him. But let's continue because the media is shoveling shite.
For his presidential narrative, because you have this other branch now sort of weighing in and saying, yeah, he's sympathetic because he's forgetful. That is something that Trump will exploit. That's why it's important that this is happening in February and not in October.
Yeah, because Joe's going to get better. He's going to recover from all of this stuff mentally. Yeah. See, you're not concerned about the accusations. You're concerned that Trump might take advantage of this. Now, isn't this stupid of him? Here's a guy who's willing to overlook that and focus on, well, shoot, Trump might take advantage of this. I'm glad this happened now. Like, all of a sudden, Joe's going to be, hello, everyone. I apologize about all of the years of gaffes. I know it was very unseemly and unbefitting of me. But now I've regressed, and now I'm back to my normal self, where I can speak properly and very fluently. I do apologize for the misunderstanding. You think that's going to happen? So now this guy's worried about them cleaning it up. Glad it didn't happen. And so yeah, what's the justification for that statement? You just want them to clean up the perception, but not the reality of Joe being compromised mentally.
Yeah. Investigation led by a Trump-era holdover prosecutor cleared him of the wrongdoing on classified documents. No charges. Cleared him. No charges. End of story. Case closed. Good news.
Cleared him or just simply had pity on him? Cleared him, huh? How can you clear somebody when the evidence is sitting right there? That's amazing to me. This guy right here is sitting up there saying it cleared him. Once again, propaganda. How can you clear? This is crazy. Yeah, you know what? We found bodies all over this person's house. They had the gun in their hand as they were yelling, yeah, I killed them all. Killed them all. And we got it all on videotape, but we cleared them of murder. Cleared them. Cleared them. Because we have to show that they intended to kill them all. Well, that's what we got to show. So now that man is saying they cleared them, and he wants us to focus on they cleared them, but not why they cleared them.
But he has a political piece of bad news woven in there, which is what seems like cheap shot derogatory attacks on him.
What? There it is. Get that spin out. Spin that mess. Oh, so these are just cheap derogatory attacks on Joe. There you go. Mm-hmm. So now imagine if they wouldn't have said this if they wouldn't have said why they cleared him, just came out and said, we cleared him of any wrongdoing. Now, we all know, first of all, the man should still be charged and tried for all of this crap if they're going to charge and try Trump. See, that's the problem. They wouldn't have this dilemma if they wouldn't be going after Trump for all of this stupid stuff. Because now they got to make excuses of why they're not going after Joe for all of this stupid stuff. See, I mean, a whole bunch of stuff that if the left wouldn't have tried to use to go after Trump, I wouldn't have a problem with. All of these folks out there swearing up and down that Trump caused an insurrection and all that just because his words. I wouldn't be sitting back looking at every situation that takes place, mostly from their angry, protesters and their radical politicians who encourage this stuff. I wouldn't be accusing these people of the same stuff they're trying to accuse Trump of. I wouldn't be doing that. Yeah, during the Summer of Love, I didn't call any of them an insurrectionist. Not Mad Max. I didn't call dang on Nasty Pelosi. I don't know why there's uprisings all over the place, and maybe there will be. I didn't accuse any of them of insurrection. I just said they were stupid. I said they were encouraging this crap. But then all of a sudden, they come out and create this whole new category of, persecution and prosecution. Trump is an insurrectionist. Now I go, but if he's an insurrectionist, wouldn't that mean? Same thing with this. Now, I wouldn't excuse Joe for the stuff that he has in that nasty, stinking joint from when he was a senator. But this is the problem that they create. And it shows their hypocrisy, and it shows the two-tier justice system. And it also shows that our justice system is compromised. So now they got to come out and try to make this make sense. So now Joe was just, was a low blow for them to go ahead and tell us why this man is not going to be held responsible. So if they didn't say anything, do you know how we already flipping out over all of this stuff? But just imagine how crazy that would look if they just came out and say, even though we showed all the pictures and Joe did say he was all in there, we find him not guilty. We're not going to prosecute him. Excuse me, why? Oh, that's not important. All we can conclude then is that it's because the fix is in. So now they come out and give a legitimate reason why, and he calls it a cheap shot.
Which I wouldn't call normal course of investigatory material. And so maybe Mr. Hur would be better suited going for a job as White House physician.
Now that's a whole bunch of propaganda sitting on that stage right there. They got some of the top. They done brought out the top folks. All right, we need special propaganders for this right here, because this right here is deep crap. Send out a whole cast of monkey shine.
but he'd have to go and get a medical degree too, because legally there's no interest or relevance to his views of the president's overall memory. If it's
what you talking about, fool? Legally, there's no that has nothing to do with it. What do you mean? That's the reason why they're saying they ain't gonna even prosecute the dude. And so we don't need a medical degree for this. None of them have medical degrees, but they always come out and question Trump. He's slowly walking down that ramp. I'm sure he's suffering from, having his legs amputated. He's been lying about him having real legs this whole time. They're stilts. He's been walking on stilts, and now we can see that it's coming to pass. All of this crap. The president showing that he's crazy. He's absolutely losing his mind constantly. But then all of a sudden, you got to have a medical degree. Now, I don't need a medical degree to know that somebody is compromised mentally when you hear them out there saying stuff like international depression, isolating, punishing, forgetting everybody's name. It's Jackie. Is Jackie here? Jackie. Where's Jackie? All of that. And you trying to tell us, you need a medical degree. This right here is unfair. They should have never brought this into the case.
It's very specifically to the mental criminal intent or mens rea, and you say you could have this criminal intent and you didn't remember this, you didn't mean to do it. Sure, but talking about how, for example, the president remembers or discusses his son's death and Mr. Hur and his team's apparent view that tells you something?
It should. Because remember, the overall reason is not just because he claimed that, I didn't have any ill intent. No, that's not good enough as an excuse, because y'all use that with Hillary. Nobody would be buying that anyway. Yeah, You have to give us some details. You can't just say, well, mentally, we don't think he's fit. Give me examples. See, that's the left. The left don't get into the details and give examples. They just throw stuff out. That President Trump is an insurrectionist. How? What did he do? Don't worry about it. We don't want to give examples. President Trump is going to be a dictator. He said it. He said it. Give me examples. See, they don't want to get into the examples and the details because they use accusations and they want it to be very vague. But now here, you can't just come out and say, this guy is not going to be held accountable because mentally, he might not be able to stand trial. Well, what do you mean by that? That's all you're going to give us? Oh, you want, well, here's some examples. He didn't know this. He couldn't remember that. He has problems with this, this, and this, and that. There you go. That's the only way you can justify not holding this guy accountable. But this guy's saying, we don't need none of that.
As soon as I saw that today, I thought, wow, that's a real partisan kind of tell.
Oh, it's the partisan. Look at them all. I got some propaganda to add to that. Woo, and right in the middle, they got the cow. They got the cow right in the middle, man. They done brought them all out. She's like, moo.
In a report that has a good news legal headline.
But there's no doubt in my mind that that this special prosecutor could have written the same report without using these words.
No, he couldn't have. No, he couldn't have. Elderly man with a poor memory. Yes, that about sums it up. Because, see, we've all been using that quote right here for like the last 4 years. We've all been doing that. We've all been sitting back going, he's an elderly man with a poor memory. They're just now figuring it out. There you go. So now this man's mad about that. I should have screenshotted that right there. I am, right after this show. I'm screenshotting that right there. I love that. The New York Post, elderly man with poor memory.
Elderly man with a poor memory. I'm like you, I'm a simple country journalist.
Look at them all. Look at them all. Fumbling. I'm a dance, rock me. I'm a dance. I'm a be. All kind of mess. I'm a be on the next level. I'm gonna be rocking over that bass treble. I'm gonna be chilling with my horn tight crew. I'm gonna be doing all those things you want to do. Yeah, here he is coming out talking about I'm a
different ways to say this.
Yeah, you know what?
Without
I'm a
saying
simple
something like
country
that.
Is that
lawyer.
Beaker? Is that
John,
Beaker?
I'm a simple country lawyer, and I know. What's the headline? What should the headline from this report be? Not indicted.
Not guilty. Right.
Not the evidence to indict him.
Woo! Beaker. He doing his job. Put on that red dress and throw on those high heels. Beaker is out there on that corner. That dress is over his head. He is out there doing his job. Why don't y'all come up and see me sometime, big boy? Prostituting the heck out of himself. So now Beaker is saying that the real headline should be Biden not guilty. Boy, I tell you, I wish they would apply that to all of the stuff that where Trump is found exonerated, not guilty. Why don't they just put it out to Trump exonerated, Trump found not guilty, Trump not accused of insurrection by FBI, period. They don't do that? So now here he is saying that no, they shouldn't have told anybody nothing. They should have just put out there that Biden is found not guilty. These people, man, how do they sleep at night?
Yeah. It's not there. And the clear differences, as he wrote, between Trump
is what?
And Biden.
Don't do this. Don't do this. What clear differences? See, this is what's blowing my mind. I don't care what kind of differences y'all try to create. I don't care what type of justification y'all try to come up with to say that the reason that Biden is not being held accountable for this is clearly different than what Trump did. You only back yourself into a corner. And I'm going to tell you the major issue that would shut all of this down, that nobody ever brings up. And it burns me up because I'm thinking, why am I able to conclude this? Why am I able to bring this up? Why is this something that is the first thought in my head when I think of the difference between Trump and Biden in these classified documents. But they never mention this. How in the world did Biden get classified documents out the skiff when he was a senator? How in the world can you tell me that Biden should not be held accountable or stand trial when you're saying Trump should be, and yet the president actually have leeway to take classified documents, but there is no justification, period, for a senator to have classified documents? Wouldn't that automatically make Biden guilty? Nobody even brings that up. That big, glaring, obvious distinction that everybody seems to be overlooking. So now we just gonna forget about those. We ain't even gonna ask him, hey, did you shove those classified documents up your butt and walk out the skiff when you was a senator? How did you get those? Who gave them to you? If you didn't steal them, tell us who stole them so we can go get them. That's how an investigative mind should work. That's how a reporter's mind should work. Yeah, a journalist's mind should be thinking like that, but they're not journalists. They are propagandists. So now he wants us to sit back and say, you know what? They should be focusing on him not just being guilty.
And I would have thought, wait, hold on, John. Hold on, John. Do you think that this guy is so naive?
What?
Do you think this guy is so stupid?
Oh.
Do you guys think this guy is so clueless?
Speaker man.
That he didn't know by putting words in that Donald Trump would love for him to put in there?
That's why he did it. That's why he did it. You see how Beaker working? Because he remember him and his raggedy wife spent a lot of time and effort trying to convince their raggedy audience that President Trump was losing his mind. Here you go, a couple weeks ago, y'all been trying to create this narrative that Trump is starting to decline mentally, but yet he's always telling everybody it's Biden the one. There's no comparison. In fact, it was Beaker that said that. There's no comparison. No comparison between Trump and Biden mentity. Yeah, so you don't put in all that work, Beaker. Now it's been all undone by this damning report right here. But you're mad about it. You're gonna blame the dude who has did nothing but put the evidence in the report, stated the obvious that we've all been seeing. And you sitting there trying to gaslight us.
That wasn't going to be the headline for the New York Post, that wouldn't be on every. The guy knew. He's a Trumper who knew.
Yeah, now he's a Trumper and this and that. Now, if he wouldn't have said anything about that, and he would have just said he's not guilty, they would have been using that differently. They'd be saying, look, he's a Trumper, and he still found him not guilty. Look at that. I mean, this is somebody who was appointed under the Trump administration or whatever. They would be coming up with all their excuses that they use whenever a Republican or somebody who's appointed by Trump, exonerates one of their people, supports one of their narratives. That's the first thing they lead in on. And look, I mean, you can't say that he was biased because, he's a Trumper. He's a Trumper. But now all of a sudden, the reason he put this in there is because he's a Trumper. But yet he still found this guy not able to stand trial.
Right. So why in the world would the Justice Department allow that dicta to be in there?
Well, we're about to find out. Oh, this is going to hurt because somebody on MSNBC is going to bring up a good point as they're all focused on the special counsel.
It's gratuitous. Well, and he knows it's gratuitous, and it was bad faith. It was bad faith that he did it. This is what's so critical. The Biden campaign, which is supposed to be, out of touch, the old man doesn't know what he's doing.
It's all true.
They actually, they've seized the zeitgeist. They understand. They understand now, and they're turning it out quickly, that Donald Trump says something stupid. It's up online.
What is this I am seeing? So now he's about to try to spin it. Yeah, the Biden administration is starting to fight back and show that Trump is compromised mentally. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's reaching. That man is reaching. He's trying to reset the narrative, refocus everybody's attention on Trump's mental capacity. Who does he think he's convincing? He surely is not convincing any rational person He's not convincing any Trump supporters because we all know Biden's blew out and we all know Trump is sound mentally. In fact, Trump just took a physical and a mental exam and they said he was great. Biden won't take that. Why not? See, so now all of a sudden, as we heard them a minute ago, talking about the prosecutor doesn't have a medical degree and the prosecutor and this and all of that stuff. But then when they said Trump was fine mentally, then they were mad. And we don't know if this is a real, doctor. They could be a quack. So they're still questioning Trump's mind after he has taken a mental exam, a physical exam, all of that. But then they're trying to justify that, no, everything Biden said about his own mental capacity is 100% legit. He's fine. He's young and vibrant.
Like 15 seconds later, it's on TikTok, it's on YouTube, it's on X, it's on Instagram Reels. I mean, we've been seeing this over the last week, just how quickly they're moving on Trump. And I gotta say, I think this is why Trump got away with this in the past, because all of his opponents were flat-footed.
No, that's not why. It's because he wasn't making gaffes, Beaker. You propagander. See, because he's trying to say Trump got away with it because the Biden administration wasn't putting it all out there. No, that's your job. Y'all been doing the job of the White House the whole time. So you're telling me that all of this time, if Trump was just dropping gaffe after gaffe after gaffe after gaffe, y'all wouldn't show it? Y'all would rely on the White House to do it? They outsourced their dirty work to you guys. So that means we would have been seeing a plethora of Trump gaffes for the last 6 to 8 years, ever since he walked down the thing. But they make up stuff. And they just say, this language is dangerous, this language is whatever, these are lies. But they were not highlighting gaffes. They were far few and in between. But this guy's trying to say, just recently, and we just got an aha moment. The White House just realized, well, Trump makes a whole bunch of gaffes too. We better start highlighting those. No, the media has been doing that job. And we can see it because just a couple weeks ago, he was trying to say that, look at this. Trump mixed up Nasty Nikki with Nasty Nancy. And that shows there's no comparison. There's no comparison. They find one gaffe and they put all their chips on it because it's far few in between. They come up with a small handful of them and they try to say, look at all of this stuff, just like they do with every other narrative they're trying to create. One random shooting. Look at this. These are rampant. We got to get everybody's guns. They're rampant. All these white nationalists and stuff. One of those. Anything they could use to try to make it seem like this is far spread. But there's not enough evidence to produce and support the narrative. So now you got to ride it out. You got to bombard everybody's psyche with the very few clips you have of Trump that might have been a gaffe. But you ain't even got to look hard to find Joe Biden's gaffes. And we don't see any of those on this show. I wonder why. Yeah. I mean, I'm the one that has been keeping the real of all of these gaffes since day one. I have archives and I would not even be able to put together a real montage of all his gaffes without it being like 6 to 7 hours long. But trust me, I got them all. Just in case they try to erase them from the internets. But this guy, his staff sucks because he can't even find them. And he's like, well, you know what? We got to work hard to find a gaffe or two from Trump. But boy, we can't find any of Joe Biden's gaffes.
And maybe even the Biden campaign in 2020 didn't have to do this as much as they're doing in 2024. But there you can sense is a real understanding. Donald Trump loses his mind, forgets what he's saying, confuses Barack Obama with Joe Biden, confuses World War II with whatever the hell he was confusing, confuses Nikki Haley with Nancy Pelosi. The whole world's going to see in 3 seconds, and they're going to see in 3 seconds because they're on him now. You talk about a tight man-to-man defense.
Man, it is so obvious these people are straight paid actors. They are the biggest propaganders ever. They're doing everything. That man right there is shoveling so much shite. They're on it now. They're finally, the only reason that all of these Americans have not seen the overwhelming amount of gaffes coming out of Donald Trump is because the Biden administration, for some reason, they never highlighted them. They didn't find it important enough. Do you understand? If Trump was gaffing like that, that's all we would hear. That's all we would hear. Just like if white nationalism was the greatest threat to the homeland, and these white nationalists was out there attacking folks all over the place. He is just blatantly slinging racism everywhere. That is all we would hear. All we would hear. See, but yet they got a concoction mess, contort mess, scheme, come up with stuff, throw narratives out there with no evidence, all of that. And they talk about right-wing extremists is dangerous to the homeland. Where are all the videos of right-wing extremists burning down buildings and attacking people and dragging them out the house and all of that stuff and out their cars? Where's all of that? So we're just supposed to take your word for it, right? Yeah, as much as y'all talk about it, y'all should be about it. Y'all should have overwhelming evidence of it, but it's few, far in between. All we get to see is the couple clips from J6. That's all they got. And they beat that horse to death. And now they're talking about Trump and all of these years, I guess, that we've not even seen or heard of any of these gaffes, only because the White House didn't highlight it. Now, I watch and listen to Trump constantly. I mean, if he was gaffing along the way, like Biden, I would have known it. I'm sitting here listening to these things he's highlighting. I'm going, what? When did he say that? Okay, I'll take your word for it. Even the ones that this guy just mentioned couldn't hold a candlestick to all of the gaffes coming out of Joe Biden. But here they are, trying to clean it up, shoveling shite.
Well, I mean, you cover the White House. What's happened over the past week or two? Because they are really, the rapid response has to be driving Donald Trump crazy.
Yeah, so let me start down a path, Willie, that will make me unbelievably unpopular.
Somebody about to rain on their parade on MSNBC. He has to qualify by saying, I'm going to get in trouble amongst all my other propagandists on the stage. Because, see, they're all trying to blame this prosecutor. They all trying to say, this man right here knew what he was doing. He did this and put this report out to make Joe Biden look guilty, make Joe Biden look like he can't handle the pressure mentally, all of that stuff. He's a Trumper. But they left one critical detail out.
This morning. So, number one, under the special counsel regulations, the special counsel, has an obligation. He shall write a report. He must write a report.
Okay.
If you're writing a report to the Attorney General of the United States and you're recommending that someone...
The Attorney General, not just dang on Mayor Garlic. So now you're about to write a report to the Attorney General. Should he be vague? Should he just say, all right, our findings show that Biden cannot stand trial because he's not mentally fit? Next. You can't just run that crap past the Attorney General without saying, well, how did you conclude that? What makes you think that? You can't be vague about that. So now he had to be vague. But who determined whether this report goes out or not?
Not be prosecuted, which I think is the right recommendation.
I don't.
Then you would tell the Attorney General why you think that person ought not be prosecuted. I was a federal prosecutor for a long time. We assess our witnesses, we assess our cases, we talk about them, we talk about it, we talk about the factors that we think will and will not play in front of a jury. If Rob Hur's assessment was that Mr. Biden was sympathetic, or that he had a faulty memory, that is absolutely something you would tell the Attorney General in a confidential report. When the report goes from her to the Attorney General, Merrick Garland, it is a confidential...
Oh, Mayor Garlic. So the report goes to Mayor Garlic?
Report. Then it is up to Merrick Garland whether or not to release it.
Up to who? It's not up to Yeah, it's not up to him. Huh. I thought he was the culprit. I thought he knew what he was doing when he put that in. He knew this would look bad on Joe Biden. So the Attorney General released it. Mayor Garlick, who's been simping for Biden for a long time. Been covering all of his stuff. Interesting. So now, who's to blame?
In part or in whole. I think this is a flaw in the special counsel regulations. When I was a prosecutor, if I decided a case was not meritorious, I would close it. Period. The end. Yeah. I wouldn't talk about it. I would close it. Yeah. But as a special counsel, you can't do that. You must write the report. So it doesn't make sense to me, Willie, that if I'm telling the Attorney General of the United States why someone ought not be prosecuted, that I wouldn't also tell him exactly why I came to that conclusion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So he tells him how he came to that conclusion, but yet the Attorney General decides, well, thank you for the report. I'm going to release that exactly like it is. Now, normally, they would cover something like that up. See, I have questions now. I'm wondering why Mayor Garlick actually did release it. See, I'm wondering if they realize that this dude is useless to us at this point. He's more of damaged goods than he is anything else. Yeah, he's beyond us using him as a puppet because the puppet's completely worn out. Yeah, we can't even puppet this one. It's torn up. The strings are broken and everything. So this might be a nice little exit strategy for him. Drop this little nugget out there. Put the pressure on him to say, all right, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm done mentally. And I lost the confidence of the people, even though I know I'm good. I'm good. But since the people know, I'm going to turn it over to somebody else. Because I just don't get why Mayor Garlick would release this. And maybe he didn't inform the media and the Democrats about this because they're still trying to cover up for Joe. Maybe they didn't get the memo that we're cutting ties. Who knows? But nonetheless, they're still out here blaming And here comes the Democrats, man. Woo, especially this guy. He's the new Adam Schiff, y'all. So here's what he's going to try to do, justify this and then flip the script on Trump.
Last night in his response. I do. I think what the president standing out there really powerfully explaining how absurd it is that there would be accusations.
These people lie with a straight face. How do you feel about President Biden's response? Do you think he did himself some justice? I do. He stood out there. He was there. He said things. Hey, look, he got really upset and angry because he said all kind of stuff that shows that he's a person. And, people have feelings and emotions. And I mean, hey, look. I mean, if you were accused of your mind being gone, wouldn't you be passionate about? They just straight get out there, knowing that in their head they're going, "This guy's a mess. I don't even know how I'm gonna get out here and make this believable, but I'm gonna go ahead and lie straight through my teeth because I'm used to it." Yeah, this right here is a walk in the park for us.
That he would not remember when his son died, which was, such a critical moment. And it was important, I think, for him to show, as he did in answering the question about the Middle East, how much of a grasp and how experienced and wise he is, especially right now on foreign policy issues. And
boy, that man's shoveling shite. The Biden ain't got nobody's name right. Talking about, I went over and I spoke with Macron. And it was somebody about, and I said, America's back. And then I said, you know what? And they said, for how long? And I said, for I don't know. And then you know what else? That guy don't get anything right. And he's out here like, look, his wisdom. And he spoke so eloquently about foreign policies as he flubbed up the president of Mexico and Egypt. Yeah, but he spoke so eloquently. He knows all of his stuff. He's on top of it. He's this is crazy. I mean, the lengths they're willing to go through to try to justify and make sense of this is fascinating. One day we'll do a study on it. One day, years from now, we'll be going, how could people be so evil, so deceptive? Yeah. So here he goes now telling us that this is a good thing that Joe is 80 something and Yeah, this isn't him losing his mind. This is him showing his wisdom.
And I spoke to him on October 7th when I was in Israel, a couple hours after the Hamas attack. And that was the day before this interview began. And he demonstrated an unbelievable mastery of this entire region. He had already reached out to a number of different leaders. He understood all of the vortexes and all of the issues and tension points. This is someone whose age has a tremendous benefit in his experience. And
oh, wow. They earned every money of that prostitution money right there. I mean, every dime. Good googly moo. This is a person that his age is a benefit to us. At 82 or whatever. Now, it would be one thing if he was 82 and making sense. This man is straight up saying, this is actually a benefit, that he's confused and can't walk up and down steps and can't remember names and talks to dead people and all of that. There's a benefit to us because of all his wisdom he forgot about. Because if you have any wisdom, it's gone by now. I ain't heard nothing wise come out of this man's mouth. It took him like 17 minutes to even talk about the foreign policy that we just watched earlier in the show. What's going on in Hamas? And he's talking about, look, I think he addressed that pretty well. Really? I still don't even know what he addressed. I don't even know what it was about. What was he talking about? Mexico unleashed somebody that talked to Bibi. So now he's trying to make us believe when Hamas attacked Israel, Biden was on it. All right, I need everybody in the situation room right now. All right, I need you to tell me what's going on here, and I need you to call so-and-so, and we're going to pull these people. Do you think Biden was doing that? Biden was sitting there like, wait, what happened again? What do y'all want me to do? Sit right there, Mr. President. Just sit right there and don't do anything, okay? We'll take care of it all. We'll tell you what to come out and say if you can read your notes.
His understanding and his knowledge of foreign policy, certainly going back many years. The message she was trying to get across.
I think that was the message. See the other propaganda? I think that was the message he was trying to get across. Well, he didn't get it across very well. Sitting here talking about, how dare you? Dare you say I don't remember my son's death? I don't remember the date, but I remember he died. But nonetheless, how dare you? I mean, I wear this rosary every single day that I got from... we celebrate his birthday. Wait, no, not his birthday. It's Memorial. Wait, is it Memorial Day? So now this guy's trying to come in and help this raggedy, stinking Democrat clean this mess up.
Our benefit in Ukraine. Yeah, and that's been to the benefit as he's rallied allies in Europe against Ukraine.
It also
and
created, though,
dealt with a difficult situation.
And I know the president pushed back on that. People get frustrated about that, but it's just true.
Yeah. See, now he got to come out and admit that, yeah, I hear what Biden said. Oh, all this stuff is wrong. They're lying about me and this and this and that. But what we saw happened. The gaffes exist. You seem to not know anything about who gave you the rosary. You didn't know who was the president of Mexico versus Egypt. You mixed it up. We seen it with our own eyeballs. Watch this lying slime ball right here.
Yeah, it's also true that Speaker Mike Johnson went on Meet the Press and confused Iran and Israel, which is a much more significant mistake.
One time. See, this is that moment where you need to break out the montage of Biden and all of his gaffes. Okay, Speaker Johnson might have made a quick gaffe once, confused. How do you account for all of this? I'm sorry, we only have another 5 minutes in the show, so I won't be able to play them all because it'll take 5 hours. But let's just play like the top 10 and see how this guy justifies that.
President Sisi as being in Mexico, but I'm not going to sit here saying Mike Johnson has no memory loss or, that he's ill-equipped to be Speaker of the House because he made an obvious incidental, tangential mistake. And it's wrong to think that because President Biden made a simple incidental mistake that everyone understood what he was referring to.
Just once. Can you figure out what we keep doing wrong? I can see if it was just once. But right now it's like just 100 gazillion trillion billion times. Can we figure out what we keep doing wrong? That's how many gaffes that Joe Biden has dropped out there. And this guy's out there talking about, so I want to accuse
Mike Johnson of being just because Joe mixed up a couple names, 100 times.
That has anything to do with his mental acuity. And especially when you're now trying to compare him to another elderly man.
So Trump's just an elderly man now that you're trying to compare him to another elderly man. Time to shift the blame. Time to pivot. Time to point towards Trump like Biden did. Mr. Biden, how many times did you talk to your son about the money he got from China? You know what? I never talked to my son about his money, his business. What you should be focused on is Trump and his kids and all of their corruption. Here it comes.
Is charged with 4 indictments, who doesn't believe that the law
by the Biden administration's DOJ
applies to him.
Says who? Doesn't believe the law applies to him. Are you kidding me? Y'all have made up stuff to attack him. Trump's still being pursued by dang on what's his name? Jack in the Box, I call him. Yeah, Jack Smith. Not Biden. Yeah, he right there. He gets off. His son still, I guess they ain't locked him up yet. Yeah, they found him guilty of stuff, but he's still running around. But yet they're talking about Trump thinks he's above the law.
And makes all these mistakes. Nancy Pelosi, Nikki Haley, Donald Trump makes...
Oh, you're out of ammo right there. Makes all these mistakes, that Nancy Pelosi, Nikki Haley. And give me another example. See, because I could wake up after a late night of drinking moonshine all night long. Wake up, one eye still can't open because of the moonshine. Yeah. And come up with at least 12 to 20 gaffes off the top of my head. Still rubbing my eyes, getting the boogers out. All right, there was when he said that, you know what, Trump and George, but he didn't know George W. Bush's name. And then there was this one. I could just rip him off. But this guy's like, well, there was the Nikki Haley and, the Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, look at all these examples I have.
Mistakes on this stuff than Joe Biden does. And for some reason, the media doesn't want to focus on that because he is a danger to our country.
But he's a danger to our country. Man, all over the place. And somehow the media doesn't want to focus on that. They can't. They are limited when it comes down to all the examples. Don't you realize that? If they had them, they would. I mean, who do you think you're fooling, man? Huh? That's what I want to know. If they had the goods on Trump, that's all we would see. And he's talking about some, the media doesn't want to focus on that. Somebody said their chat was freezing. Anybody else? Chat freezing? Okay. All right. So if nobody else, Deb, try to refresh and see what happens. All right. So now this guy's talking about the media. I don't want to focus on that. And then you know what? Just to make sure, that the people watching this funky show, we want to let you know that Trump's a danger to our democracy. Not the guy who they just said couldn't stand trial because he's not mentally fit, but yet has all the power of the president. Not that guy. He's not a danger. Not the guy that has opened up our borders and subjected us to potential threats from terrorists and all of that. Not that guy. It's Trump.
Donald Trump, whereas Joe Biden has been a tremendous asset to our country.
What can't Biden do? Well, besides walk upstairs, ride a bike without, biffing it, speak in coherent sentences, run an economy, remember his name, remember where he is or that he's president. Or
Oh my. Thank you, Babylon B. See, they're doing an in-depth study about all of this stuff because, see, here they are talking about, all the things that Biden has done. I mean, yeah, I'm saying, what can he do? There's only a few things he can't do. Biden can do all of this stuff. Now, look at that right there. Don't that man look fit? Don't he look like he has control over all of his physical and mental faculties as he struggles to get that jacket on with that big black mask and those shades that are sitting down here on the mask? There you go. Not to mention, Jill had to come to his rescue. I'm stuck. Can't get it off me. Jill is attacking me. Is that Corn Pop? Get up. Flashbacks of Corn Pop. It's okay, Joe. He's not here. He's not here. You all made that up in your mind anyway. It's all made up. You're fine. You're fine. Let me help you put your jacket on. Then the glasses fell on the ground. All of this mess. And yet this guy's talking about that we are thankful to have Biden and stuff. So what else can Biden do?
Or what year it is. Not poop his pants. But besides all that,
he's fine. And here you got Chameleon Harris coming out to try to finish up the last leg of propaganda to clean up all that shite that Joe Biden left on the mic. He left shite on the mic. Oh, she asked her about that report that came out.
I'm glad you asked.
Oh, are you? It's almost as if you were waiting for somebody to ask that question so that you can come out and try to combat the narrative. Could that be it? Yeah, I'm glad you asked. Because any other time, you know what? I'm not going to entertain this. If you weren't prepared for a response, this is ridiculous. I mean, you know what? This is stupid. I don't even know why we're talking about this. But now all of a sudden, I'm glad you asked.
Listen, I have been privileged and proud to serve as Vice President of the United States with Joe Biden as President of the United States.
Really?
And what I saw of that report last night.
You felt it was all accurate? Uh-huh. What you saw in the report is probably what you see every day when you're walking around the White House. That Joe doesn't know anything. Boy, he said, you know what? We'll be really lucky if we can get through this. If we could somehow finagle our way back in. Because right now it's looking real bleak. And then comes out to the mic. The Joe Biden I know is very fit.
I believe is, as a former prosecutor, the comments that were made by that prosecutor, gratuitous, inaccurate.
Boy, isn't that crazy how they all are using the same words? Gratuitous. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's all of that, but yet the man is not going to stand trial? Okay. So you rather focus on the negative things that the man talked about that got Joe Biden off the hook. Got him off the hook. See? Yeah, you're more upset about that. And I'm thinking he should have never got off the hook. And for you to justify him getting off the hook, it better be something serious. But now all of a sudden she's mad at the excuse of why Joe Biden got off the hook.
And inappropriate. October 7th.
Oh, okay.
Israel.
Yeah, see her look down.
Experienced a horrific.
She probably didn't know. October 7th. Is it Israel, Ukraine? Okay, wait. Oh, yeah. Israel. You think this woman knows about foreign policies? Boy, we'd be in trouble if something did happen to Creepy Sleepy. We're already in trouble. But this is the same woman who went over to Ukraine. I'm here in Eastern Europe. Is this Eastern? West Europe, somewhere. And I'm over here doing stuff. That's the woman. Yeah. This chick, Ukraine. Ukraine is a small country. Russia's a bigger country, and the bigger country attacked the smaller country, and this woman. But now here she is over here talking about Israel.
Horrific attack, and I will tell you, we got the calls, the president and myself, in the hours after that occurred.
Oh.
It was an intense moment for the Commander-in-Chief of the United States of America. And I was in almost every meeting with the president.
Don't you believe it? Intense. Uh-huh. I mean, both of these two dummies were probably sitting there. Like, what do you want us to do? All right, you stay over there and keep cackling and talking about Venn diagrams and keep feeding Biden some pudding, and we'll go ahead and type up some notes for you guys to go out and say something about, and we'll do everything else. Because you think she knows what's going on? Nope, and neither does Biden.
In the hours and days that followed, countless hours with the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of State.
Doing what?
The heads of our intelligence community. And the president was in front of and on top of it all. Asking questions and requiring that America's military and intelligence community and diplomatic community would figure out and know how many people were dead.
Asking questions. Where am I? Who are you? Is that poop? On me? I just saw the poop down there. I didn't know I laid it. So, yeah, here he is, asking questions and on top of stuff and doing things and listening to stuff and all of that.
How many are Americans? How many hostages? Is the situation stable? He was in front of it all, coordinating and directing leaders who are in charge of America's national security, not to mention our...
That man can't even coordinate and direct himself off stage. We need Jill to come out, usher him on stage, then come out to get him off the stage. And she's talking about he was directing and coordinating and all that stuff. Do you really believe this? This is the cleanup. This is the cleanup.
Our allies around the globe. For days, and up until now, months. So the way that the president's demeanor in that report was characterized
was accurate.
Could not be more wrong on the facts. And clearly,
this is crazy. This is gaslighting to like the 1000th degree. Couldn't be more, non-accurate on the facts. And I'm thinking, we got video footage. We're not just pulling this out of our butt like y'all are trying to pull out of y'all butt with Trump. We have archives of this man. That's not even the worst gaffe that the man has made. Just what we saw during his little interview. That's not even the worst. Well, I mean, this dude has gaffes infinity. Just infinite amount of gaffes. Soon as you think he done said one of the most asinine, craziest things or made one of the biggest gaffes, he will come out and blow right past that. Just like he keeps blowing past his record on the border. 309,000 in January. Yeah, that's nothing. Wait until you see February. We're going to break that record. But here she is trying to tell us that that's not accurate with the facts. And I'm going, what? But so we're going to have to see what the facts are because Joe Biden, of course, has accomplished so much. So the lady from the Babylon Bee is going to come back out and go over all of his wonderful accomplishments according to the facts.
Politically motivated.
It's politically motivated.
Gratuitous. And so I will say that when it comes to the role and responsibility of a prosecutor in a situation like that, we should expect that there would be a higher level of integrity.
No, what I should expect after you highlight all of the evidence in this man's crib is him being held accountable. That's what I should expect. But because you claim that, we can't hold him accountable, one, because we can't prove he meant to do it because he probably wasn't in his right mind anyway, and two, because he's not in his right mind. So if you are going to give me one excuse, you better justify it. So the justification is he can't stand trial because he's mentally compromised. But here she is talking about this right here is not becoming of a prosecutor.
Than what we saw.
From the border to the economy, President Biden has accomplished feats in 2023 that no one ever saw coming.
No one.
Here are the top 10 accomplishments of the Biden administration.
The top 10. We're going to close with this. I'm ready for this, guys. Because Chameleon Harris just said that report does not justify the facts. And we heard that fake Democrat tell us that we should be thankful to have all of Joe Biden's wisdom. Look at all the things he's done. Look at all the things he's done. We saw Joe Biden earlier in my show doing his raggedy press conference say, you know what? Look at all I've done. I might be elderly and this and that, but look at my accomplishments. Look at all I've done. So we want to see all of he has done in the last 3 years.
In 2023. First off, and this is a big, fat one, Biden reduced obesity in America by making food unaffordable.
Look at him doing stuff, y'all. So, a lot of people lost weight now because they can't eat. Man, I can't afford food. I'm going to eat some air. We got to skip. We're one every other meal. See,
So there you go. That's one of his accomplishments. What else?
So simple. Next, he successfully cleaned up all the cocaine bags someone was leaving around the White House.
There you go. That's right. And cleaning up all the Hunter's cocaine. I mean, the stuff that Trump left in the White House, all the cocaine.
Decency restored. This one's important. Biden kept American hostages safe from hotel junk fees during their stay with Hamas.
There you go. Hey, what are you complaining about? Yeah, you don't have to pay the junk fees. I know we're not coming to rescue you. What are you talking about? Yeah. Hey, stop complaining. Yeah, you're no different than the ones we left in Afghanistan. Okay? So now this guy right here, these are his accomplishments. Because really, I know this is satire, but I honestly can't think of real accomplishments. So this is the best we can do.
Not one single junk fee.
My administration is also taking on junk fees.
Yeah.
Next, Biden set the all-time record for the number of people illegally entering the U.S.
Why?
Because he's the most popular president ever.
There you go. Look at that. See? He's setting records because they love him. That's in your Biden. We're coming to America because you told us to search the border. Most popular presidente amongst all of the illegal immigrants of all times. Most popular. Yeah, that's why they're coming, because they love Biden.
Numbers don't lie. Biden raised dementia awareness by 400%. Not to mention incontinence, Alzheimer's, and speech impediment awareness.
There you go. Just his very behavior and presence alone has increased that. As people watch him meander about, they're like, man, I need to go get checked. I mean, this guy, I never seen it on this level. I mean, you hear about dementia, you hear about incontinence, you hear about all those things. But now we're seeing it being flaunted in our face every single day. I'm Google. Everybody's Googling it. All right, dementia, the incontinence. Yeah, everybody's aware of it now, thanks to Biden.
We're $1,300,000,000,300 million.
Amazingly, Biden actually created a record number of new billionaires.
Good.
They're all in Ukraine, but still, good for them.
Look, he's doing stuff. I mean, look at all these billionaires overseas. Yes, Biden, we need more money in Ukraine for everybody. No. Don't worry about your own people. Send it to us, Ukraine.
Next, the Biden administration upheld their campaign promise of transparency by releasing several behind-the-scenes videos from Capitol staffers.
Well, look at that. There you go. Yeah, they released that video by accident showing all the nasty. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. Is that a Hunter's video? No? Okay, well, yeah, let it play. It doesn't show anything negative about us because the adults are back. The adults are back in the White House. Transparency.
More than we wanted to see, actually. Also, the Biden administration has literally saved democracy.
How?
By arresting political opponents and not allowing people to vote for anyone else. Thank you, Joe.
There you go. Well, how can people complain? That man's out there saving democracy. No, you can't vote for anybody but Joe. There you go. No, except for Joe. Get rid of Trump off the ballot. Get rid of any other Democrat off the ballot. But yet, he's saving democracy. Look at all these accomplishments.
You won't believe this one. Biden set a new record by spending 40% of his time on vacation. And finally,
setting all kind of records. Look at that. All these accomplishments. Yeah, I'm showing you how to have a good time and relax in your elderly years when you really shouldn't be running the country. Yeah. So I'm surprised I'm not spending 100% of my time sitting down. That's what I should be doing, but hey, they're using me as a puppet.
Biden heroically stayed alive to save America from a Kamala Harris presidency.
Close one.
We salute you, Mr. Biden.
Look at all those close calls. Because we might end up with the same person we just heard.
Well, there you have it. The top accomplishments of the Biden administration over the past year. We can't wait to see what Joe has up his sleeve for the coming year. What new prices, new wars, new records will Biden accomplish next? Leave your predictions in the comments down below.
Who knows? Who knows where it goes from here? Who knows where it goes with Joe? We have no idea. He doesn't either. He doesn't either. He wakes up every day. It's a fresh new day. Groundhog Day every day. What? I'm alive. Well, that's a start.
Let's go ahead and come up with stuff to do today. What's on the agenda? Doesn't matter, Joe. It doesn't matter. You won't remember it anyway. So now we got Joe exposed, and also the media exposed for trying to cover up for Joe. I don't know how they're going to spin this continually. We've heard people in the early part of the show talking about, close one. We still got time to recover from this. Not even worried about Joe's, ability to be the president. They're worried about him being able to stop Trump and installing this man once again in this condition. Now, if he's in this condition right now, can you imagine 2 years from now? I mean, the only thing that might be keeping Joe alive right now is the fact that they're parading him around as the president and probably doping him up with all kind of stuff. The care and attention that they got to put into this man every day to keep him functioning, I don't think would still remain if he wasn't president. He might deteriorate within a couple months, And so here we have it. Joe Biden, this is what they've thrown out in front of us and are lying to us about his condition, along with him lying about it as well, while proving it at the same time that he's blew out mentity. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Yeah, I'm sure more clips going to be rolling in over the weekend. And of course, I'll be back on Monday to address those, putting together some more stuff. Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other social media platforms. Do your buddy right, y'all. Text that number that Don just put in there, 330-974-4607. Text MAGA to that number so you can stay in the loop. Don't forget, check out the corner store. If you can, support, buy something from there. That'd be great. Don't forget my link that I put in for my fundraiser, monthly fundraiser. You can also support the channel that way. Thank you for all the compliments, all the support, all of that good stuff. And yes, I am rocking my turtleneck tonight like Sean Connery. That's right. The name is 00 Kevin. Nice to meet you. Yes. Like a martini, shaken, not stirred. All right. God bless. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Yeah, Gizmo, you ready? You ready? He's going out too. He got his bow tie and everything. Here we go. Yeah. I know you see the way we tear up the place, yeah. Have a good one. Take care.